What is good, people? Welcome back. Today, a really important guest to me. This has been in the pipeline for a long time. Probably one of the busiest men I know. Gab, how are we, mate?
Fine, fine. I apologize
No, no,
for
no.
to be late in this meeting, to be late in everything we were going to do. So,
No
and for my
worries at all.
that is still very rusty.
No, mate. It sounds better than mine, honestly. But no, mate. Like I said, thanks for coming on today. I like to start with one question. How I start with all my guests. How did it all start? Where did football start for you? Was it as a child? How young were you? Where did it start? Obviously, you're not English, so it didn't start in England.
Of course not. Football start inside of everyone. You have football inside. As a supporter or as a player or as a just lover of this amazing sport. So for myself and my brothers start one day when we ask each other a question: what are gonna to eat the football players? So it's funny, but it's the reality. In a park close to our house, we start to practice, to play with the other children. We were 6, 7 years old, and then by chance, one of these this boy had a school, an academy. Was more a school academy, so something like that. We start to play there and to follow a dream to become a football player. And then I think there is destiny, because my brother was skillful than myself, but I made it and he didn't. So sometimes it's just a matter of how much you trust, how much you practice, how much you're lucky.
Mm-hmm. What's it like back, obviously, when you were a child and you were playing and stuff and getting scouted like we know today? I'm guessing it was a lot different back then. What was it like back in, whereabouts in Italy were you at the time when you got scouted to become a player?
Talking was 1980, so was more than scouting. Was yes, we can talk about the old scouts that come next to you and say, "Hello, do you want to have a trial for? Do you want a?" And you almost, I almost felt on the floor and say, "Oh, myself, why?" And so you have a lot of pressure because you don't understand that football is it's just a game. So a lot of children, especially now, they're putting a lot of pressure. The family are putting a lot of pressure on them because they are following the dream. They want to make it to change their life. But at the end, it's just about love a sport, and then if it's your destiny, everything will. Every piece of the puzzle will. How you say? Help me in English. Go together.
We'll come together. Yeah.
Together.
And is that a big thing for you? You said it a lot already in this conversation, that football is that you love it. You have to love playing football first, and everyone has that within them. Do you think now, especially when you were a child, like you said, do you want to come to this team? You're like, yes, of course. When now it's a little bit more like, oh, I've got to get into that team, then I've got to go to there, then I've got to go to there, then I've got to go to there. Is that the big difference for you?
Yeah, maybe you're right. Yes, explaining it in a proper English, you're right. Yeah, now you're thinking more of what you can gain doing something.
Mm-hmm.
But if you love your work, it doesn't matter if it's football, basketball, or working in a bank. Is you can't think about money. You can't think about the next step. You have to just follow your heart, follow your passion, and naturally, the answer will come on you. So see, this is the right choice, or this is not, and you have to be ready to. Not sure if it's correct in English, but to receive a lot of door closed
criticism,
on your face, because
definitely
was how can I say? I had a lot of trials.
Yep.
Torino, Argentina, Milan, and all of them say, you're not good enough, you're not
Yeah.
good enough. But if you have a fire inside yourself and you want to make it,
Mm-hmm.
and this doesn't mean that you have to do it, you accept the failure and you keep going, and then naturally one door will open in front of your face and you will find yourself to play in a big stadium.
Massively.
Or maybe not, but at the end of the day, you tried your best to make it, and you
100%.
don't give up just for an excuse saying, the coach didn't understand myself, or that scout wasn't good enough to catch my talent. So
No, 100%, Gab.
about
Couldn't agree more. What was it like for you as a player? And did you always want to go into coaching and management, or was it just something that came along?
I always knew that I would like to spend all my life in a 100 per 60, 100 per 70 meters pitch. So yes, was the following step of my life. So be a player was a part of my life. Be a coach is the second part of my life. Was almost naturally. So natural. So I had inside of myself. I always knew that this stuff I'm doing now were the stuff I would like to do. I would like to get older on a pitch. So yes, for me wasn't something too much thought. Came naturally.
That's just a natural progression.
And you know if you can do it or not, because you can't lie to yourself. So I would like to say, I'm the best manager in the world. But when I look at myself in the mirror, I say, maybe Gabriele, you're not. But try to follow the dream.
Yeah, definitely.
No one can stop you to dream. So
100%.
Not sure if I answer to you.
Yeah, no, mate. Of course you did. 100%.
Too broken my Italian, to my English. Too broken. It's too broken.
No, it's fine. Honestly, it's better than mine. From obviously, you spent some time in England. You've also spent some time in the Middle East, obviously in Italy as well, and over in Australia. What is the one difference with yourself that you found from Italian football and English football? At whatever level, it doesn't have to be at the highest level. It could be at any level. Or is there not a difference, would you say?
Yes, there are, and not there aren't. I mean, yes, there are differences are more related to the culture. So to make easier, an English player step on the pitch, let's go. When you coach an Italian player, okay, now we are going to warming up, then we are going to go 70% and 80%. Now we have to go 100. When I'm in my experience in Crawley and Birmingham, were two amazing experience, and the boys step on the pitch, okay, let's go 100 immediately from the rondo. Here you can't. I mean, you should build a culture in your own team. And when I say no, because at the end of the day, you're coaching souls. So human being. So if you are in touch with them and they understand who you are, not as a status, but who you are as person, they will have an imprinting from yourself. So they naturally behave, they naturally play, they will naturally act with your character. So I'm very passionate, I'm an all-in person. So that's what was my experience in Crawley. The boy became naturally hard worker. They already were. I'm not saying that I was a magician to give them the medication, but they improved this. So this in Australia it was the same, because more or less the culture is like the English culture. In the Middle East, in the Emirates, is the opposite. So because you have to they are they have a different mentality.
Yeah.
Of course, religion, but this is not the main. They are.
Would you say the levels to in England, like obviously for myself, like everything you just said, even if I'm playing football with my nephew or niece who's 1 year old, I'm like, right, work hard, run, 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 run. And I've had friends that have played in the Middle East or have coached in the Middle East, and like you said, it's a lot different. They're like, oh, we've got to do this now, not because of that's a bad thing. It's just like you said, a cultural thing.
Yeah, for example, one thing pop up in my mind now. Training session start at 6, 6:15. We're just two players on the pitch. So at the beginning, I was getting on fire. Say, come on, a quarter late. But if you understand the mentality, and slowly, without impact to them immediately, you let them understand that the timing is important, to respect the gaffer, to respect the coaches, to respect this. And at the end, after 2-3 months, we started 3 minutes past 6, but was an amazing achievement. And then you are, as I said before, you're dealing with people, you're dealing with human beings. So you have to be patient, and you have to be respectful, and you have to feel the right timing when you have to use the stick or the carrots. So that's the secret of any manager in the world, any people who's managing other people, any person who's managing other people has to have this feeling with the people. Otherwise you can't manage. You are just a dictator that say, oh, this is, but sooner or later with the boys, when we step on the pitch, they will never give you the 100%. They will fake to give you the 100%, but at the end they will never give you the 10% more to reach the 110% that allowed you to reach something, to get something important.
Is that for you kind of how you and how maybe looking at other coaches that everyone's seen in the professional game at any level, when you can always see coaches that try and change something too quick? And like you said, massively, I think the big word there is culture. And I think changing a culture too quick from, like you said, if I went over to, I don't know, the Middle East and tried to put an English culture right away, it probably wouldn't work. It wouldn't work straight away. It would take, like you said, time, and like you said, with the carrot and the stick, give a bit, take a bit, give a bit, take a bit.
Yeah, you're right. But I know that is not easy.
Yeah.
Because this was my experience. I stopped for 6 months because I wasn't able to get another job. Destiny, momentum, whatever you want. So as coach, as manager, you're like a bubbling pot. You're there, and you can't wait the time to explode your energy, to transmit your energy. So when you start, you say, okay, I have to slow down. I have to understand the people.
It's hard to do that.
The environment, and then after 7 days, you say, okay, that's enough. Now I can go hard. But then you learn. Learn. If you want to do this job, you have to be patient, and you have to understand that time needs time. If you rush, you can lose souls, human being. You can make shorter your experience because you are rushing. Was nice because I was watching the interview of the Chelsea manager. Was saying the goal are not coming. I say, oh, it's like when you invite for a date or for a dinner, for a drink, a girl. So if she say no, you have to wait the right moment. It's the same. You have to be patient. You don't have to let them love you immediately. You have to let them understand who you are, and they will love you, or they will hate you, because this is part of our business. So,
no, massively. I think that was probably one of the best answers we've had, mate, honestly. Let's just briefly speak about your time in the Middle East. Obviously, working with Henk. What was that like? And what's he like as a manager? A lot of people might know him from his obviously other jobs that he's had. What's he like as a manager, and over there, like you said, with the culture?
I think the best manager I worked with. Tough person. I mean, he's a good blood, but he's tough. So he show. I don't want to say the bad side of himself, but
No, yeah,
if you ask me, do we want to have a coffee with him? No, thanks.
yeah,
Would you like to work again with him? Yes, because I learned a lot. But it's not my style. It's not my way.
no,
So it was tough with the boys. It was tough with the environment. He was detached, so we didn't have a good relation. But because he was a solid person, he was very. I don't want to say a dictator because
traditional. Would you say?
Not traditional, because his idea of football is modern. He's play a brave football. He was. I'm talking about my human side.
Yeah, you as a person, as an individual.
No, we didn't get on well. But if you ask me, how is as manager? Top, probably
Incredible.
the best he had, because now that I'm 3-4 years more older and I grow my experience, I understanding what he was doing, we were doing. So he was doing.
Incredible.
At the moment, I was shocked. Say, come on. But a different way of managing.
Yeah, of course. And you now want to talk, I want to talk about your time in management, specifically with Crawley. And I remember as the time watching it myself, I was like, who's this Crawley team? They're playing football now. They're you can see the big difference.
What Italian?
Yeah, who's that guy on the sidelines? What was that like for you coming into Crawley at the time? And was it did you want to come to England and manage? Was that one of your main topics to do?
Yeah. My main topics was to be part of the English football, because I think it mirror exactly who I am. So being an all-in person, you need all-in people. And there you don't have to build a mentality. The mentality is already there.
Yeah.
You have just to put ideas, to give a new point of view, new points of view. And that you will say, oh, why? From the Emirates, anyway, a top division with experience in Birmingham, you accept the job in Crawley. Because honestly, it was the only chance, and was the best chance I could never do it, because I found an amazing environment, amazing people. But I'm not saying this just to be a brown nose.
Yeah.
Because I really made, and I really was in touch with good human beings.
Yeah.
They loved the club. They were doing everything for the club. They supported me 100%. And then football is football. The general manager decided to sack me. That's football. If you ask me, you and the boys, you have nice time? Yes, we work hard. I was there 18, 19 months. Amazing. We smashed ourselves on the pitch. Did you achieve the best you could do it? Probably not. But at the end of the day, with a top team or without a top team, the Crawley position is always mid-table. So we were trying to achieve the dream, to make it, to bring the team to the playoff. And then we went through the fourth round of the Carabao, the second round of the FA Cup. We had I'm not sure about the record. I'm not sure about this we matched the record of the home winning.
Yeah.
We sold a lot of players. We brought in a lot of good money, and we worked until the last day, when I was surprised. I was gutted when the general manager told me, you are sacked. I said, are you kidding? I couldn't believe, because but then they want to run another way. I respected this, so I'm still in touch with the general manager, sporting director, and with all the people are working there, and with some of the boys too. For example, when I signed here with Udinese, I received 10, 12 text messages from the boys, say, oh, good luck, Gaffer.
Oh, amazing. What was it like we said already, kind of a culture thing? Obviously, being an Italian, coming to the English game and meeting the players on the first day. What was your first thing that you had to do with the players? What was your first thing you wanted to do?
The first one was to put two right words in a row, two English words in a row. So the second one, no, but it's true.
Yeah.
But I thought immediately, okay, my English is poor. I don't care. They will understand my soul soon, because sometimes the body language, and at the end of the day, you don't have to be a philosopher on the pitch. You have to, and sometimes moving the arms
Mm-hmm.
and showing is more effective than. So I'm sure they laugh on me a lot, but this is part of the game, and you have to accept it. And sometimes I laughed with them too. And after 18 months, I think they fully understood who I am. I fully understood who they are, they were, they are, still are, and accepting also my mistake. But I'm not talking about language mistakes, more about a manager can be wrong, can be wrong in the decision, can be wrong. So of course you can't every day say, oh, sorry, it's my fault. Sorry, it's my fault. Who want to follow a leader that every 2 seconds, 3 seconds say sorry? If I say, come on, you're not the right person for me. But in the right moment, especially when you do a huge mistake to evaluate a person, I think it's fair enough to call him in the office and say, I'm sorry, I was wrong. And if you want, we can restart our relation from now. And this is what happened with a player in Crawley. And I think now I can't say we are friends, but we respect each other, and we have good memories of each other. And was the first one who texted me when I got the job.
Is that for you the most important thing as a manager, as a coach, with your players, but also with your peers, so fellow coaches, fellow people within the industry? Is that for you? You don't necessarily have to like me, but I respect you as a human being first and foremost. Is that the most important thing for you? That you respect someone? And do you think that goes a long way when you're trying to build that culture, like you said, with players? Players might not necessarily like you as Gab, as a man, but they respect you and your knowledge of the game. Would you say that's a major part in the thing, respect?
I think they have to understand that you have knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you are just a good blood on the pitch. And it's the first thing they have to understand your knowledge. They have to understand that there are sticks, feints that they can't overcome. Then, when they understood this, you can tear down the feints, and you can say, okay, this is the open field. You can go, but you know that your range is that one. As soon as you achieve that, for me, managing is more interact, be in touch with the soul of the boys. This doesn't mean that I'm a psychologist or I'm a person who wants to be the friend of the players. So they, as I said, they have to understand that you have knowledge, football knowledge. They have to understand that you have to make decision, take decision, let them respect decisions, and then to follow. But first, they have to respect you as person. Yeah. If you are coherent with the people, they will accept you. I still remember a manager who never allowed me to touch the pitch once. I said, fuck, come on, I'm training hard, give me one chance, let me play 1 minute. But so I could hate him, and honestly, I was hating him, but I respected him because he was coherent. Probably I wasn't the right player for him. I didn't have enough skill to play for him, but he was coherent. So at the end of the day, I was stepping on the pitch, giving my 100% and respecting him. Then inside myself, I say, come on, man.
What for you is the most important thing on a day-to-day basis with your players? Is it you getting your ideas across, or is it still more important that they understand you as a man first?
The ideas,
Yep.
because they want to be leaded. Every one of us want to be leaded. So at the end of the day, you have to know where you want to go. So we are going there. We are going there doing this, but I'm open to.
Did the players get that at Crawley? Did they? Was that one thing that you wanted to kind of show to them, that this is where we want to go, and this is how we're going to get there?
Yes.
And you're open to that dialogue.
And then you can, in this path, they will understand who you are, and you have to understand who they are. Doing mistakes, not doing mistakes. So that's part of the life. It's like a relation, a friendship. Okay, we like each other. We want to go in holiday. And I'm not talking about us. We like each other. Say, okay, let's go to have a holiday. Where we are going to go? Maldives. Okay, Maldives. So we want to go there. How? With the plan, with the train, with the boat. Half train, then the boat, and then we go. Okay, go there. And then during the path, maybe we understand that we are not getting on, or maybe we understand that we are the best friend of our life. And that's the same with the boys. We go there, we play this style of football, we practice every day in this way with 3 easy rules: work, work, and work. Because if you don't work, you will never achieve. Everyone wants to win. But what you are doing every day to win, which are the sacrifices you are doing? So if you go to sleep late in the night, you're eating bad stuff, you are training, yes, 1 times 100, 1 times 50, what you are doing to win.
Yeah.
So it's about resilience, is about hard work, especially in the lower league. If you are blessed, you are Marcelo, Ronaldo, you learn to work hard to keep the status. But if you go to sleep late in the night 3 times per week, when you are 22, which is the problem? You will sleep when you will be 26. For them, it's not a problem. But for someone who starts from level 3 to achieve, I'm not saying the 10, but the 7th, you have to be perfect. Because this was my story as football player. You can't make it if you don't do sacrifice, if you don't believe, if you don't tear down walls with your mental power. If you are blessed, you start from the step 9, you will achieve the 10th in 1 second, or maybe you will drop at the 8th.
Yeah.
But you already made it.
No, 100%.
So this was the mentality and we try to build.
No, massively. What players would you say that you've worked with have that necessarily? Is there any players that you would say have those standards kind of as a natural? So, for example, I know as me, I will always work hard. That's the first thing I always have to do. Are there any players that you've necessarily worked with, or a group of players where you thought they all kind of feel the same? Too many to think about.
No. Yes and no, again, because maybe you as player, you have inside they are working mentality, but no one never show you. So you are at your 75% and you think is already your 100. So I met a lot of players that were thinking to go 100, but they were going 65, or a lot of players that were thinking to go 65, but they were already at their 100.
Yeah.
So this is part of the path. I think if you let them understand the why you are coaching and the why of your philosophy of football, they naturally will reach the 100%. So if you ask me some example, though I don't have it because it's a mix.
Yeah.
But one thing I'm saying to them: if I made it, after 3 ACL. ACL is correct. ACL.
Yeah, ACL, yeah.
ACL, 1 cheekbone, 2 ankle ligaments, and I was in the Italian Serie C, is the English League One.
Yep.
And I made it. I was 24 with already 3 ACL, 1 ligament, and then I made it at 30 years old. I made my debut. Everyone can do it without hiding himself behind the excuses of I like the women, or I like to drink too much beer, or I like to go late to party. Everyone like to party. Everyone like the women.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have the same part. But you never, they are just excuses to quit your career with a why. That is not the reality. Definitely. Why, Gab, you didn't play 10 years in Serie A? Because I wasn't good enough. But until the last day of your game, do you think you could back in Serie A? Yes. So this is the mentality you have to achieve. Of course, if you are already in a top level, like I am now, like not, I mean, in the Serie A,
yeah,
top club, but we have top players. You can't tell them, you have to show them the way. Then they know how to run it. They made the game.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say them, okay, work hard, go to sleep early, because they come on, Gaff. Come on. But you can teach them the following dream. Why you are not thinking about the national team? Oh yes, I could make it. Okay, what you can do to achieve this? Or maybe I could. Okay, and then at the beginning they laugh on you. Then when they see that you have tools, you have value, they start to listen to you more and more and more, and then maybe they made it.
100%. That leads me on to a question that I thought I'd ask you. Obviously, I don't know if you've seen the quote before from Jose Mourinho, talking about how as a coach, you're not like, he's not going to teach Didier Drogba how to score more goals. He's not going to teach Ronaldo to take better free kicks. And what you just said there with the highest level of players, what is the main objective as a coach, would you say, at the highest level? Is it to, like you said, kind of what you've just spoke about there, show them the way, kind of, well, where can you go? Like you said, you're not going to tell maybe the guys you're working with now, work harder, go to sleep at this time, because they naturally do that.
Yeah.
What is it like coaching a higher level of player? What is the difference, would you say, between the two?
Okay, they naturally work hard, but they naturally don't achieve the 100% because they know they are skillful. Yeah. So they are doing the minimum to be close. So what once one of the boys said to me, oh God, but why are you saying hard every time, 100? Why? Are we going fast? Are we pushing enough? No, you're pushing 100. But if you want to achieve the status, to keep the status, the Serie A status, that was our main goal, it's not enough the 100, because you can beat the unlucky momentum, you can beat a poor refereeing just going 110. So yes, you are going 100, but not 110. So I want you to go 110, and then you know football, you know which are the main points of the Gaffer philosophy. So you are doing well that one, you are adding your talent, you are finding different ways, because sometimes if you ask to a skillful player something, and in your mind is from A, B to achieve the point, you go to Z, A, and then back in a better way. And you say, come on, I didn't think about this.
Yeah.
So they find naturally different solution. So it's a matter to find their 110% and give them ideas. And this is what's happened here. And it's my first experience in a top level. So to reply to your question, yes, is to give them a path, to give them a football idea, but to let them flourish it by their skills.
Mm-hmm. And would you say, obviously, you're working with Luca at the moment, obviously with Udinese, and like you said, it's kind of your first working with a top team. As a coach, do your kind of the team's philosophy, does that change at all, or do you just, like you said, push even harder every single day because you know that they can naturally?
Okay. First of all, I'm working with Luca because our philosophy are more or less the same.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can't get a job just for the sake of the job.
Oh yeah.
You have to spend time with a person. You have to share. I'm not saying we are like wife and husband.
No, but you understand each other.
Yeah, we understand each other, and I respect his philosophy, and it's part of my philosophy. And then you have to be careful because you are the assistant manager. And another important thing that Luca and myself, we have two different characters. So he's an extremely intelligent person. He's a gentleman. He's a person that is reading a book every 3 days.
Wow.
He's an open-minded person. Probably is not a lot expansive. Makes sense, expansive.
Yeah.
And I'm the opposite. I'm reading 3 books in 1 year. Good one, but 3. But I'm very expansive. So I'm the part is missing, and he's the part I'm missing.
Mm-hmm.
So we getting on very well. But on the pitch, he's the gaffer. So I can't overcome with my idea, with my way to coach. When he gives me the chance to do it, I do it in my way. I do it with how I'm able to do it, and in the way I want to do it with this concept. And he understands this. Otherwise, it makes no sense. I'm on his side.
Yeah.
But we have. So I think is a part of learning. If you are not able to follow, you will never be able to lead, because you can't accept the rules. If you can't accept even tiny difference, and you want to do it by yourself, you're not respecting the people you are working with.
No, massively.
And I'm lucky, as I said, because I'm working with a person that we match in a lot of stuff.
No, 100%. What would you say is the kind of, how has football changed in the last kind of decade or so? What's the number one thing? Obviously, I know there's so many things. What is the big thing as a coach that you've noticed how football has changed? There's so much.
I'm not sure if I'm replying to your question.
That's okay.
But I remember to myself, doesn't matter if I was a skillful player or not. So in general, of my times, I started my career with a lot of players that became top player in Serie A. They played 10 years in Serie A, and I just made a small appearance 1 year, say, hello, this is Gabriele, and then I drop back. But we weren't so skillful with the ball. So they are doing a lot of tricks with the ball, a lot of I don't know the word in English, feeling with the ball.
Yeah.
So they like more I don't know the word in English. When someone is doing with the balls,
juggles, kiki,
working the circle and working in a circus.
yeah.
Stuff, and they think to play football. So I'm talking about the young players. So if I'm going, I went to watch the sessions of the under 17, under 15, because it's part of my duty. And this was the starting impression. And then they are more skillful, so they understand the football, or they are pushed to understand the football at an earlier stage. When I was thinking, when I was watching the session, say, come on, when I had their age, I was running, playing 77. So I don't know which is the right direction. I think this is the good balance. But and then they think already as I said before, yes, they are playing because they love football, but they are thinking
And
more about the money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, if I behave good with the manager, maybe I'm going to under 19 and I'm doing this, and maybe they give me a contract, but it's not the way. So the way is give your 100, do your best, learn, and then let's see what's happened the following years. So following your heart, your passion, your bravery, not just thinking, oh, I'm going one step forward, maybe I earn a contract, and if I'm gonna to earn 1 million, that's not the way. Because the frustration, if you don't make it, you will not make it. The frustration will be higher. Did I explain to you in my broken English?
Yeah, I completely understand what you mean, mate. And I think that has definitely.
I did it.
No, it's fine. Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think, especially here in the UK, from 10 years ago to now, like you said, a lot more young players, the skills, the tricks, all this stuff. When it's just like, when I was younger, I was doing the basics, the running, the working hard, all those different things. And I think, like you said, it's the big difference. What I will say is I like to always kind of finish with a little Q&A, little question and answer quickly. So I'll ask you a question. Just give me the first thing that comes to your head. It'll be okay. Take your time.
Okay.
What is the most, what's your favorite moment in football that you've been involved in?
When I scored my first goal in Serie B, and not my debut in Serie A, because when I scored my first goal in Serie B, I was already coming from a tough path, done of injuries, ACL, League One, from talking with the English leagues, from League 2 to League 1. Think about, how old are you?
Me, 24.
24, okay. Imagine you with 3 ACL already broken, with a contract expiring, and then which is the next? My mom was saying to me, okay, Gab, start the uni again, and start to study, back to study. I say, Mom, I'm already quick with law. I don't want to start again. I will be never a lawyer. I will never be a lawyer. So your dream has to be strong in your mind. And I start to play again, and fight to achieve that moment. And when I had my shirt with my name on the back, was the first year in Italy. So was like I was in paradise. So I was so happy. And then the second game we played against Atalanta, I scored my first goal in Serie B, and I was thinking, they are good, they're better than me. How I can do it? So I find another level. I was already 120%. I went under 23%.
Yeah.
But that was the best moment.
Best player you ever played with? Yeah. There's probably so many.
No, honestly, top, no, because I had a career in League One, Serie Championship, and then just the year in Premier League. A lot of very good players, but not a top one. So
who's the best player you've ever played against then?
Without any doubts, Ibrahimovic. Ibrahimovic is almost, at that time, was almost unmarkable, because was physical, it was technical, it was fast, it was stocky.
Yep.
And then also Adriano I'm tall, I'm skinny, so I mean I have some muscle, but it was a giant, it was a mountain. So, and then when it was touching the ball, was like he was controlling a lift to quality. And but the funniest one I think was when we play against Milan, and was marking in the corner against Maldini. Maldini is an icon of the Italian football. He
Yeah.
was 40. He was still powerful. He was still fast, technical, left, right. So in the corner, I was marking. I had to touch him. So I said to him, "Sorry, Paolo, I have to do it." And he laughed on me. So well, this was cool.
What do you think makes, obviously, all those three players, ridiculous careers, some of the greatest that ever played the game? What is the one thing that they all have in common with each other? Why do you reckon they all made it to the highest level?
The first is all of them is blessed.
Yep.
I mean, they're born with a blessing, and then they believe that the dreams come true. The dream can come true, but for us is yes, it's there. I can do it. I can make it, but it's far from them. For their skill is there in front of them, so they want it and they can get it. And this is something we can learn from the top athlete, because for them, if you think I'm gonna to win the Champions League, okay, for me the Champions League is not like the moon now, because I'm thinking, oh, I'm the assistant manager, Dinese, oh, I should do this, I should do. For them, in my position, okay, get the moon. So
just grab it, yeah.
And yes, just grab it. And this is something we can learn as normal people.
Mm-hmm. Would you say it's a mentality?
Yes, definitely. Of course, the skills, the blessing. Otherwise, Thiago Silva will never. He's 30, he's almost 40, he's still playing. Yeah. Yesterday, he played an amazing game. So of course, our skills, but the mentality, the mindset is powerful. So they do it before. They already do it before start.
100%. What's your most favorite game you can remember as a manager or as a coach that you've been involved in? So on the touchline, favorite game.
I had a short career, so as manager, but
or assistant manager. It could be for this season.
The first was my debut in Italy, and we won 1-0 away against a team relegated from second division to third division. We won away with a team of guests. No, you know, when you bet on something. So
yeah.
We bet on each of the players, and we won the league that season. And then when we went through the fourth round of the Carabao, beating Norwich, because I still remember the power that was in the dressing room before to play that game. And of course, they didn't play with a full squad. Of course, we made the perfect game. Of course, we were lucky and more than lucky.
Yeah, of course.
But I still remember the atmosphere, the happiness of the boys when the referee whistled the end of the game, and I still alive inside of myself. So it's still alive in me.
100%.
Now hopefully will be a stronger emotion.
Yeah, definitely, mate. And my last question: what do you, when you've retired, when you're relaxing somewhere in the sunshine, enjoying life after football, what's the one thing you want to be remembered by?
Four or 5 years ago, I would reply to this question saying, I want to be remembered because I was and I am a winner. Mm-hmm. Even thinking that to be a winner doesn't mean that you have to win, but you have to fight every day to be a winner. And this is, you are already a winner if you are fighting every day.
Yeah.
But now, 4 years later, to be a good blood with football knowledge, even without football knowledge, to be a good blood, to, as you can read in a lot of posts of you don't remember do for you, but how they let you feel.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to be remembered for how I let you feel, or I let other people feel. And I think is a meaning, is a purpose of my life. Because at the end, yes, if you ask me, do you think you are competent? Do you think you have knowledge? Yes, I can improve. But I don't think it's the real meaning of life. Then
No.
I don't want to be too much philosophic. But if football has to be my theater, let's say my theater, okay,
Yep.
It's fine, and I'm happy because I love him. I'm crazy for this job and for the people working this job. But I don't want to be remembered for just for that. I want to be remembered because I let feel someone special. If you put interest in a person, you let him flourish. You let her flourish, and this is what I would like.
Amazing.
We have time, still.
Mate, we've got loads of time.
40 years, so.
But yes, mate. I think that was one of our best podcasts yet, guys. I think you probably can all that are listening or watching know that Gab is a true man. He's a proper gent. And yeah, mate, thanks for coming on, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. More stuff to come. And yeah, Gab, thanks so much, mate.
My pleasure to be with you, Joe.